Hello, everybody, and welcome to Meeting Halfway. I'm Veronica.
And I'm Mark.
Are you?
And today we have possibly our most special guest ever. Nobody.
No one. Our best guest. That sucks. Mark, if you could have anyone in this room with us right now, who would you want in here?
Seth MacFarlane. That's like the top tier guest. Well, not the top tier. He's like top tier, but someone I think we could maybe someday possibly get.
We could definitely get Seth MacFarlane.
I don't think it's as easy as you're putting it out to be.
I think anything can happen.
Anything can happen. He's like top tier animation guest.
See, I don't think it would be that hard. The only thing I think,
that's a great rebuttal. I don't think it would be that hard.
I don't think it would be that hard. But the only thing that would be a little questioning is having him come to our apartment and sit in here with us.
That's the thing. We have this big, we have this nice set built on against one of our walls, and it looks really nice, like in the footage I'd say, but like it's filled with wires and computers.
Like this much space to walk.
Yeah,
He'd have to sit right next to shoulder on the couch.
Sorry, with the dog hair.
That would be really funny. Okay. Imagine Seth MacFarlane sitting right next to you. He's cuddled up right next to you.
Yeah.
His hand on your thigh like this. What do you ask him? What's the first thing you ask him?
I'd ask him to do his Brian Griffin impression.
It's just his voice.
Yeah.
No, it's just his voice.
There's a slight inflection to it. He does it a little deeper. Who's your top tier guest? Who would you possibly want on the podcast?
Who would I want on the podcast? I would really like Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah, he wouldn't be hard to get.
Yeah,
possibly.
okay, he's more reasonable to get, but Seth MacFarlane isn't.
I think he's more reasonable than Seth, yeah.
When
does Seth MacFarlane ever go to fucking fan conventions or shit like that?
When does Weird Al Yankovic go to fan conventions?
You met him at a fan convention.
No, I met him at a CD signing.
That's even lamer.
No, it's not.
A CD
signing? That's like saying I met Seth MacFarlane at a movie release.
That's not.
Yes, it is.
A CD signing at a movie
CD
release?
signing for a CD release. Yeah.
I guess
it was when he was releasing Mandatory Fun, which honestly wasn't that great of an album, but that's okay. I was so obsessed with Weird Al Yankovic when I was in 7th grade. I tried out for the talent show singing Like a Surgeon, and they didn't let me in. and then I went to the CD signing and I wrote on a note. I tried out to the 7th grade talent show singing Like a Surgeon. I didn't get in. I handed it to him and I drew a doodle of us, and he opened it in front of me and was like, "Huh." And then threw the note under the desk in a box full of other notes he'd gotten.
What the fuck? What a cunt.
Here's a picture of him, by the way. He looks really fucking tired.
I could imagine. Okay, I could imagine that in that kind of scenario.
And he was 50, mid 50s at the time.
Yeah, was this this wasn't at the height of his popularity though. This is
no.
When it was kind of going down.
No, this was when he was this is when he did the poker face, Lady Gaga parody. This is when he was really starting to go down. So for the future of our podcast, what would you want? For the future of our podcast, where do you see it? The
future of the podcast?
Yeah.
Guys, we're started uploading weekly, if you couldn't tell. So weekly episodes instead of bi-weekly, which is perfect. But I want to get more regular guests. We have guests lined up, but I'm always just too lazy to reach out to them. I have 3 different guests who are yeah, reach out at the start of the year and we'll get something organized. And I'm like, sure.
Yeah, Carl Jacobs.
It's almost February now. Yeah,
Monkey
Carl Jacobs.
Jones.
Yeah, I gotta reach out to
the Sergio from the Sergio Show.
Sergio from Sergio Dominguez.
Sergio Dominguez. And hopefully Juan Perez.
We can get Juan Perez, guys. If you haven't heard of it before, look up Sergio Show.
Look up the Sergio Show and watch Oopsie Poopsie.
We need to get
that's my favorite episode.
We need to get Sylvia from the Wogglebug Productions.
We need to get Sylvia Hansen from Wogglebug Love Productions.
If you guys remember the Cyberspark episode, right before we recorded, we were showing him some nice cringe, and he was like, I got my own thing to show you that barely anyone heard of before, and it was this weird thing called the Wogglebug, and it's this weird adult woman who says she lives alone, but she has this crazy obsession with this tertiary character from
The Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz books.
But also, she claims that she is anti-Oz. She hates the Wizard of Oz adaptations.
She hates them, I have to assume, because they don't include the Wogglebug in them. Or at least not, like, fair representation that she thinks is accurate to the character. That she is, like, made up in her mind.
She has constantly, like, made videos, like, vlog updates, like, hiring people on Fiverr to make animations of the Wogglebug and, like, her and, like, the story she's written about the Wogglebug.
There's a full movie, a full 90-minute Wogglebug movie.
So, guys, check out the Wogglebug on YouTube.
We'll put a clip right here.
Yeah, look, here's our favorite clip.
He'll, like, get, like, or she'll get, like, Fiverr people who dress up as, like, Dorothy and be like, my friend the Wogglebug has left Oz and we all wish him, like, well on adventures. And then it's like...
And Einstein.
And then it's like a video of, like, the Wogglebug and her, the creator, sitting in a room, and he's like, I can't believe I finally got away with from Oz. I hated all those people so much. Like, she thinks it's canon that he hates these guys.
She hates the Wizard of Oz so much that in her own adaptation of it, she writes it that the Wogglebug hates it, and the Wogglebug loves visiting her, and the Wogglebug is like her best friend and gives her all the love she wants.
But then she finally has the Wogglebug like in her house, and just makes him sit down and watch like horror movies.
They watch the Wizard of Oz.
They watch the Wizard of Oz. They watch fucking Nightmare on Elm Street, and they watch a cat falling down
and dying.
Yeah,
and then the man falls down and dies himself. It's awesome.
Yeah, so guys, look up Wogglebug Productions and buy a DVD.
Yeah, buy a DVD from Cynthia Hansen. So, the other night, while we were watching the Wogglebug videos, Zach had asked us, would you rather spend Wednesdays and weekends? No, Wednesday and weekends with the Wogglebug.
Or something else.
Or,
Wednesdays and weekends with the Wogglebug, or Wednesdays and weekends with the Wogglebug creator.
Cynthia Hansen.
Cynthia Hansen. Put a picture of Cynthia right here.
Here's Cynthia Hansen.
Put 2 pictures of Cynthia. One here and one right here.
Now, put the Wogglebug right here, 2 Cynthia Hansens, and then put weekends and Wednesdays and weekends on the bottom.
And put Cynthia Hansen's like face over Veronica's for the rest of the episode.
No, fuck off.
Yeah, but I would rather be with the Wogglebug. My point was, if I'm spending weekends and weekdays, or Wednesdays and weekends with the Wogglebug, then that's better than Cynthia, because Cynthia is just going to want to talk about the Wogglebug all the time. So I might as well just get the real deal. And also, I can go to the Wogglebug world, and I can come back, and I can tell and make fun of Cynthia because I get to hang out with the Wogglebug IRL.
Take selfies with the Wogglebug, rub it in Cynthia Hansen's face.
She'd scream.
I was saying how, like, that reminds me of this girl who went to my middle school, and she was obsessed with Kirby. And people knew she was obsessed with Kirby, but they would try to fuck with her. So they'd go up to her and be like, I killed Kirby. And she would fucking scream at the top of her lungs, crying, like running down the hallway. And this one guy would do it all the time, where he would go up to her face like, I fucking killed Kirby. So anytime when I see Kirby, I just think of this woman like screaming at the top of her lungs. I think about what she thinks.
I feel like every school had that kind of thing, though. That one like kid who everyone had their eyes on all the time, being like, when are they gonna do something? You know?
Did you have one?
Yeah, his name was I can't name him actually.
Yeah, you can't say his name.
He messages me every once in a while.
Wait, say his name and then we'll bleep it out. That's a fucked up name.
Yeah, but everyone called him just because it annoyed him, and he got into this school in like the 3rd year, which is already not good. All the friend groups have already formed, and now you're coming in the 3rd year.
Well, you need to explain what 3rd year means.
In high school, we do primary school for 7 years. We don't have middle school, and after primary school, which is like
1st grade all the way to 7th.
You just go straight into high school for 7 years, and you can quit high school after 5 years if you want. And the last 2 years are optional, and those are what helps you get into university. But yeah, he got in during year 3, so everyone had already made their friend groups, and then he transferred over into our class from a different class because he got in a fight or something like that. And everyone just always had their eyes on him, like, when is he gonna do something? And there'd be times like in science where we'd all be sitting around like doing experiments, and we'd have like our beakers and like test tubes, and he'd like drop a test tube, and everyone would look at him, and he'd know everyone was staring at him, which clearly like activated something in his mind. So he'd just like look around, and then the teacher would be like, "Everyone, get out, everyone!"
Warn everyone to leave.
And then he grabbed the test tube and he fucking chucked it out the window or the door, and then everyone was like, "What the fuck?" And we all had to leave the room while she like calmed him down.
Okay, let me ask this then: did he ever make friends? Did anyone ever did he ever have a friend group by the end of the?
He definitely like hung around people, but not like Not like good friends, I don't think.
Not like you and the mouse.
No, not like me or the mouse. We tried to be friends with him once, but then he threatened me with scissors.
That was the kid.
Yeah, we were sitting in art class, and he had like these little scissors that he brought from home, and he was just like in and out with them, like staring at me, and I was like, oh, okay.
But you wanted to be his friend, though.
I remember once I sprinted away from him as fast as I could because he kept following me and the mice around. So we all started sprinting away, which wasn't nice. But we all started sprinting away.
He threatened you with scissors. That is fair.
We all started sprinting away from him, and then I was sprinting so fast I tripped. And I fucking like skidded my like arm and like face off the concrete. And I was like, okay, it was worth it though. I got away from him.
He's standing over you, like.
Yeah.
Hi, Mark.
Hi.
Editor, put a little jigsaw right there on a tricycle.
Like, sitting here.
Yeah, right here, sitting.
Or no. Put him like coming from like one side of the screen to the other, like, and put a little tricycle sound effect in. So
yeah,
it's like,
him going across it.
Guys, we watched all the Saw movies back in summertime. All of them within the span of like 2 weeks. Saw 1 through 7. And then Jigsaw,
Spiral.
and then Spiral.
So, out of all of them, which one's your favorite?
No, I'm going to say, I want to do a whole episode in the future like the Breaking Bad one where we talk about all the Saw movies.
But that's when the new one releases.
We'll do that when the new one releases.
Which is not until October.
Yeah, so unless we run out of topics by then, in which we'll do it, and then we'll do it. Yeah.
Jigsaw's our little mascot, though.
Jigsaw is the mascot for the podcast.
Put a little Jigsaw again right there.
Yeah, put him coming back the other way again.
But can you put the FNAF cheering too?
Yeah. I feel bad for anyone who listens to this. Doesn't watch it.
No, it's cool. Okay, Mark. Let me ask you this then.
Okay.
10 years from now, where do you see yourself?
Not on YouTube.
Good.
I've been talking to Veronica for a while. I was like, I really want to like start moving away from YouTube. Not that I don't like it, but I don't know. It's just I feel like I'm already at the point where I'm out of topics. So it's everything after that's kind of like an afterthought, something I just kind of come up with on the spot, or like I have like in the back burner of my mind. There's stuff I still want to do, and I still like making videos, but it's definitely not something I don't want to be like Doug Walker, making videos till I'm 45 years old. You know, like reviewing Spy Kids 4. You know, like completely just out of topics. Like I have nothing left, just reviewing random movies, whatever fucking comes up. Yeah, no, I want to get into something else. I don't know what, but something else.
You don't think within the next preceding years that you would have a type of franchise that you would end up like really liking or talking about, you know?
No, I wouldn't want to devote my channel to a single franchise.
Not like no, I mean like for instance, all the Seth MacFarlane movies, or like the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies. You know what I mean? Like a series that you would end up liking and would want to talk about.
Yeah, of course, but that's like one video, you know.
That's true.
Can't make a year's worth of content out of one franchise.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, but also because I feel like if you do this for too long, internet in general, if you are on the internet for like very long, I feel like your
brain turns to mush.
I feel like you stop growing at a certain point.
Yeah, because you end up like filling in the time where you could have life experiences with like working and talking to people on the internet. Yeah.
I feel like that's really gonna fuck with like your mental health at a certain point.
See, I think it's really gonna fuck with like newer generations.
Oh, of course.
Like that people
probably gonna fuck with me in some way.
People who are terminally online now, growing up and having kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm talking about. Like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of mentality that they're already instilling onto themselves, and then imagine them with children.
Yeah, no. I more so see this as like I more so see my like time on YouTube as like a head start, you know, a head start into life. Like here I can like build an income, I can talk about what I like, and I can kind of have the freedom to do whatever I want for a while. And whenever I'm done, I'll have whatever I have saved, and it's like a head start, you know?
Yeah.
And then I can get into what I really want to do in life, which I haven't figured out yet.
That's okay. You don't have to have that figured out yet.
Yeah.
Some people like don't figure out what they want to do in life till they're like 40.
Yeah, like you.
I'm not 40.
What do you want to do for your life?
What do I want to do for my life?
Where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
I see myself having children 10 years from now.
Yeah.
You know, I see myself being a parent. But also, like, see, we were talking about this not too long ago, where I was explaining how in my life, having like a career or having something where I'm leaving my mark, you know what I mean? Like leaving my footprint on something, be it like animation as a career or whatever, That is not that important to me.
Yeah.
Like, what's important to me is the life experiences that I have.
Yeah.
I take that that is like my priority rather than like working for something or creating something where everybody's like influenced by that. Like, I don't care. I would much rather be a cog in the machine when it comes to like creating something, and then focusing on my like personal life. Like, all of that is more important to me. So where I see myself in 10 years, hopefully, you know, children.
Not in California.
Yeah, not in fucking California, that's for sure. But yeah, like having children, having a family, you know, having something to be proud of, be it like my children or what I've done so far, but like what's most important to me is the life experiences I have.
That's fair. Yeah, I have very much the opposite mindset where I just work all the time. And I'm always like I'll start like experiencing stuff when I'm done working, but I'll never be done working.
But you have a really good balance about it, whereas I don't.
I have a better balance now where I don't really spend much time online.
Yeah.
Which makes me come to terms a lot easier with the idea of like leaving it all behind someday. Because usually it's like, yeah, I'll leave it behind someday, but it's like secretly it's like, not really though. I like doing it. I like being online. But then moving out here really helped me realize that like, oh, this is not all there is. You know, this is not all it's cracked up to be.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I wouldn't mind just completely like dropping off the face of the earth someday. You know.
Same. I don't care. Like that's really what it is at the end of the day. Like, I don't fucking care. I don't care about making Patreon like nude art for the rest of my life, you know? Like, that's just something I'm doing now.
Yeah. It's like a means to an end.
Yeah, exactly. But if I had something to show for myself, great. But what really matters most to me is like my life, my friends, my family, my experiences, all of that, you know, my sobriety.
Well, it's all about a balance.
Yeah.
You can't focus on too much of one or the other. You can't be a free spirit completely or a complete like workaholic, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like.
Which I think that's why we work so well together, because we do really balance that out.
Yeah. I'm always the one telling Veronica that she needs to fucking work.
And I'm always telling Mark, let's go do something fun with our friends. And you're like, oh, yeah, I need a break. And then after we do something fun, you're like, oh, that was nice. And I'm like, yeah.
But, yeah, that's made it a lot easier to be like, YouTube and like being online does not fulfill me in the way I wish to be fulfilled for the rest of my life, you know?
It fulfilled you when you were younger and you didn't have like, you know, you were staying with your parents and you were like 16 and doing it like all the way till like high school and stuff, you know, like of course that would fulfill you. Now you're not.
See, my whole thing always was like, I want to do YouTube because I don't want to work a 9-to-5 job. I hate 9-to-5 jobs. I've worked like 5 of them in my life, and I never liked any of them. I think the longest I stayed at one was for like a summertime. But I don't know. I guess the older I get, the more I'm like, I guess that wouldn't be so bad, you know?
I'm kind of like, I'll do whatever.
Yeah.
I'll get, you know, I worked at a school. I worked at Panera. I worked at Disneyland.
Yeah.
You know, I have no problem getting like a real person job.
It's just a case of me trying to find something that I actually would want to do for like most of my day.
Yeah.
Like 5 days out of my week, which I don't think I'll find yet.
But you know what though? You will. And I really think that from what you have learned and experienced from it, like creating things on YouTube, like you have so much experience backed up that you can do something with actual productions.
I would love to. I would love to use YouTube more as a jumping ground to get into other careers instead of focusing on it for the rest of my life. It seems like it makes you miserable.
Yeah.
And again, like I feel like it really fucks with your mental health, you know?
It does. Because look at like, with the exception of a lot of the friends that we have who do this for a living, like they're all pretty like, you know, they're pretty based and goated when it comes to their kind of experiences.
Yeah, they're pretty based.
They're pretty based and goated. But like generally like, or genuinely, they have a lot to live for, and they know what they want to do with their lives.
I was gonna say, but even then, like those people now are like already moving on.
Yep.
They're already like clearly not doing like the internet.
They're
stuff.
finding bigger and better avenues for themselves.
Yeah.
Which, like I was saying, like it's almost like a stepping stone. You know, you have that experience and you can do other things.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that doesn't hold them back. But then you see the other people who are terminally online, who do this for a living, and you can tell like they don't really have
greater aspirations.
Yes, or a knack for anything in particular that could give them opportunities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, exactly. Like master of none.
Yeah.
Whereas like I would say you're proficient. Not only do you have an eye for design, but you have an eye for what works well for like television or for a movie. You know what is a good story structure. You know, you have experience with writing. You've written all of your scripts. You're a very articulate person. You know, you can edit very quickly and well. You have all of these things that you've experienced that you're all really, really good at.
Yeah.
And put them together, you know?
I wouldn't mind branching out into one of those specifically with the idea of doing it for someone else. I'd be very fine with that.
See, that's how I feel. Like, I can paint, I can draw, I can sketch, I can animate. You know, I can do all of these things. And I could pick one of those and have an avenue for it.
Yeah.
You know, and I would much rather be a cog in the machine than be like a showrunner or like have something of my own. Because that was never really like, I never really had a goal for any of that.
Yeah, and even then, I talked to Veronica about this too sometimes, where I like making YouTube, but I hate all the politics that come with it. I hate everything that comes with making a YouTube channel. Like the social media and the fucking like...
The nuances of it all.
Like the networking and all that shit. I really hate it. It's not
draining.
Fun. Yeah.
It's draining and it's not like...
And it's parasocial.
Yes, and it's like, what do you have to gain?
Yeah.
What do you really have to gain?
That's
Nothing. Appeasing people.
I really respect the creators who like upload their videos and then leave, you know?
Yeah.
Just upload and then go away.
Like Tro.
Tro
is a great example
is a creator
of that.
who I respect a lot. And he also, as a me, he doesn't wish to do this for the rest of his life. But yeah, I respect the fuck out of the Right Opinion. He just uploads his video. He doesn't tweet, you know, very often.
Yeah, and he does his own thing. He has trivia nights with his friends. Like,
yeah.
You know, like he's also based and goated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, people like that who can just like spend a good amount of time putting in their resources into creating something, put it out there, and then go and fuck off and live their life, you know?
Yeah.
That's something I really respect.
Yeah.
Another one, Kid Icarus.
Kid Icarus, I respect him a lot too.
Saberspark.
Saberspark, yeah.
You know?
We talked with him.
Like a lot of these people who just they have such talent and are so smart and like can put things together and create something and then fucking live their life and be totally fine, you know?
Yeah.
That's like, I respect the shit out of that.
That's the thing, that goes back into it. I feel like being online so much and just focusing on that makes you stagnate, you know?
Yeah.
With your like your mental health and like your mindset and the way you look at things. You're so used to having everything handed to you that you don't know like how to properly live life, you know?
Yes. I also think it's a mindset that forces you to appease. You are appeasing the algorithm. You are appeasing your fans. You are appeasing what people think of you, you know?
But then I feel like that all comes back into feed your ego at the end of the day, you know?
It either feeds your ego or it destroys your ego.
Yeah.
Which both aren't good for your mental health, you know? There's no like, there's no serenity in it.
Yeah.
You know? It's always like a chase. It's always like a rat race.
Yeah, you're never done.
Yeah, you'll never be done. You'll never reach like a point where you're like right here. You know what I mean? There's always going to be something else. There's always going to be something new.
Yeah, my plan was to quit at 100,000.
Originally?
Yeah. And that was only a couple years ago. My plan was I'll get 100,000, I'll get the plaque so I have something to show for it, and then I'll quit, you know? But then I got to 100,000 and I was like, see where else I can get with this. I don't think I'll ever get to 1 million. Nor do I really want to. That's not really a goal of mine. My goal of, right now with YouTube is just to keep making an income so I can continue to like live life, you know?
Yeah.
Have money that I can use to do other shit aside from more YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like if you're on YouTube in some way, and it's fine if you don't want to have any greater like goals in life, but
if YouTube is your goal, then like fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Although be sure you're doing it for the right reasons.
That was what I was gonna say too.
But,
like manage your priorities and expectations.
But it's not for me. It's not for me.
Yeah. And like being online, I've done this for 5 years now, but only more seriously within the last like 3. And like it's exhausting. And it's exhausting having to constantly create for others, you know, doing commissions like that exploits me creatively. It makes me like doesn't make me have much of an imagination to do things for myself. And then when I do have the chance to do things for myself, it's like, oh, you know what? I got to pay bills, or I got to do this. Okay, I'm going to take on more commissions, or okay, I'm going to stream or whatever, you know? So
I feel like that's your issue with commissions, though. You do commissions in a weird way that I don't see many people do, where you ask for the money up front and then you do the work. But I feel like that's not a good way to do it, because I feel it almost, and you need to change the way you do it. But I feel like that almost gives you the satisfaction of like of getting the reward without having to do any of the work, you know, which automatically just puts you in like relaxation mode, where it's like, let me move this, where it's like, oh, I have the money, I can do this commission later, you know. Whereas if you weren't doing that and you were getting the money afterwards, it's a case of, oh, I gotta actually do the work to get the money.
See, but my issue here was when I first started doing commissions, that's how I did it. Was I did the work and I got fucked over.
Yeah.
Or I did the work and they're like, well, I want you to change this and I want you to change that and I want you to change that, or I won't pay you.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of like, I was spending way more time doing revisions on things and then having my money withheld from me, not getting paid at all after doing the work, or doing all the work, not getting paid, them saying they want more to it and that they would pay me in the end, and then not getting paid at all.
That's fair.
So, I switched it to, it's like, you give me the money now, and I have a list of people that I go through, and then I send you the rough sketch for your approval, and that's where you get the revisions, and then I send you like the final, and if you want like last touch details, you let me know and I'll do that.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not of a thing where it's like, it's not a thing where it's like, oh, give me the money now and I'm set. Okay. You know, it's more of a thing where it's like, give me the money now, put you on my list, and then I'll go through it.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
You know, on top of like, not just doing that, but then like doing thumbnails for friends who need it really last minute, or having to finish like a long commission that I've had for a long while, and like chiseling that down and sending them updates on that, while also doing these commissions, while also doing stuff to post for my Patreon, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like managing all at once, which that's my weakness, is time management.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Definitely.
I take on more than I think I can, and then underpay myself or undersell myself a lot, and then get too overwhelmed, and then take long breaks because I'm too overwhelmed.
Yeah. Guys, did you know that recently we saw the movie The Banshees of Inisherin? And it's a movie about Ireland, and it's...
Well, I was watching it, and I was like, Mark's got to watch this.
Yeah, so I watched it, and it was like...
It's sad.
It's sad. It's sad, and it was good. But I thought people were reading into it way too fucking much.
Yeah, it's so self-explanatory.
It's the most obvious. If you know like Irish folklore, which I guess not many people do.
If you know what banshees are.
If you know what a banshee is, like the entire movie is completely self-explanatory. But then, because the whole movie is that there's this Irish guy who's a bit boring and dull because he's an Irish like farmer man.
I would say he's hardly boring and dull.
He's an Irishman. He's like a quaint Irishman.
He's just a simple man.
He's like my... Veronica met one of my great granddads, or no, great uncles.
I love him.
And we went to his farm because Veronica wanted to see the cows.
I wanted to see the sheep and the cows. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he comes over and he's like missing like most of his teeth, and he doesn't see people very often. And
he slurs his words. It all sounds like one jumbled run-on sentence.
And I've never heard him say very many words before. And then out of nowhere, he starts talking to Veronica about Elon Musk
and UFOs.
And Elon Musk is like sending UFOs into space, and like he's like, yeah, I saw a UFO last night. Like,
he's like, yeah, I saw a UFO last night. It's coming from Elon Musk.
Yeah. I was like, what the?
I would like lean over to Mark and be like, what is he saying? And Mark's like, I don't know.
And then I got a letter from him recently, the first letter I've ever got from him, and it was like $200. And I was like, what the fuck? I gotta visit him more often.
We will.
When we go back to Ireland.
But but the story is about this man who had a friend, and they always go to the pub together, and his friend just doesn't want to be his friend anymore.
Yeah, and his friend's like way older than him.
Yeah, he's super old. He plays the fiddle. His friend thinks of himself as like this like sophisticated, like well-cultured man.
Yeah, and he's basically like, I only have a couple years left, and I don't want to spend it like listening to you.
Like listening to you and your dumb, dull conversation.
Yeah, basically. And the guy can't accept that for an answer. And so he keeps trying to like either find out if he's fucking with them or
be his friend or
be
come
his friend
over
again. Or he thinks
everything.
like anytime he's being nice to them, it means like they're friends again.
It's like the epitome of like what you would think going through the denial stages of a breakup.
Yeah, and so yeah, it's treated like that. And so the old man's like, for every time you bother me or talk to me, I'm gonna cut off one of my fingers. And it's like on his good hand too.
And he's like, you wouldn't do that. You play the fiddle. Why would you do that ever?
And he's like, this is how serious I am. So then he cuts off all his fingers. He starts cutting them off every time he
throws them at his door.
He throws them at his door, and then his donkey fucking comes up and eats one and dies.
Dies. His donkey was like his best friend. Like
his sister had left at this point.
It's established that like his donkey, like he would always let the donkey in and like hang out with him, and the sister would get really mad because him and his sister lived together. So it's like, and that little donkey has like a little red bell, or bow, and
so the sister leaves forever to like go to a different
pursue bigger avenues, working at like a library.
And so his friend would talk to him. His sister's left. The police has just punched him in the face.
The donkeys died.
His other friend,
his only friend, like,
now he thinks he's a fucking dickhead.
But like the only friend he has is like this like drunken kid. He's just like he's like a dumb kid. He's like the Irish idiot. The village idiot.
And this guy's like being such a prick to try and get this guy to be his friend again. That the little kid is like, you're an asshole, you know. Like I thought you were nice. So he stops talking to him, and then the whole thing is like all that's going on, and there's like an old banshee woman, or an old woman. They never call her a banshee, but it's obvious that she's a fucking banshee.
She has like the cloak over her head. She's really scary. She like tells them outright. She predicts 2 people will die.
Yeah, she's like 2 people are gonna die,
and you're thinking it's gonna be the main characters.
Yeah. So then the guy, after his donkey dies, he goes and he burns down the old man's house, but then the old man doesn't die. Because you think he's gonna kill his dog.
Yeah, you think he's gonna kill the dog
as revenge for killing his donkey. But I'm glad he doesn't. Yeah,
he doesn't kill the dog, which is good.
Then he burns down the guy's house, and the guy like walks out of it off screen. And then the banshee comes and like watches them as they're just like standing there, and you find out that it was the donkey who was one of the things meant to die. And the kid, they look over. One of the policemen just like looks over at the river, and the little kid's like floating.
The fucking kid dies. The donkey and the kid dies.
He just died off screen. And so we were like,
I think he kills himself.
You think so? After she rejected him.
This scene is like the saddest scene ever because I feel bad for this kid. Like he's dumb. He's just a dumb kid.
It's like dad beats him.
Yeah, his dad is like the village cop. And he beats the shit out of him all the time. But the kid like goes over to the sister before she leaves, and he's like, "So you think you'd ever be with a fella like me?" And she's like, "No." And then he's like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna go over there because I forgot I had something to do over there." And he like leaves, and then the next scene you see him, he's dead.
Yeah, so I guess he kills himself.
I like to think, that he killed himself.
Yeah. So your whole thing is like, oh, those are the 2 people meant to die. Oh, and then I was like, wait a minute. I want to see something, so I get the remote and I go onto YouTube and I'm like, YouTube search like Banshees of Inisherin ending explained, and it's all these videos of these people being like, this movie was really deep, and if you didn't pick up on the messages, then I'll explain. And it's like, obviously
they explained the obvious shit.
They're like, this lady was actually a banshee.
The lady it was always Irish people too.
Yeah.
It's like the lady was a banshee, and the man, his donkey died,
and so a banshee symbolizes death.
And she killed the 2 people, the 2 men, the boy and the donkey. And that is very deep. It's very deep. It's a deep movie.
It's very good.
Very good. But so we are now going to implement a new thing into this podcast, which is Wench Reviews. So here to bring you the review of this movie is Wench.
Look,
the Banshees of Inisherin is pretty sad, but it's pretty good. Yeah, it's good.
Thank you, Wench, for that amazing review.
Yeah, that was the Wench review for this episode. Thank you, Wench. Let's give
any comments for what you want to see Wench review next time.
Here, let's give a round of applause for Wench, shall we? Beautiful.
I love drinking Red Bulls. In Ireland, there's a drink called Boost, and because in Ireland, Red Bulls are like £2 each for like this, which is it's too much. So Boost is like
£2 for this is $5.
What? That's too much. So we have this drink in Ireland called Boost, and it's literally just
it's bigger. It's like this big.
That's like the liter version, but it's like a can like this, and it looks the exact same, and it's like blue on it too. It just says Boost on it instead, and it's 50p. It's half a dollar, less than half. It's like 40 cents. Yeah, it's nothing, and it tastes worse, but it tastes like just as fine. It's just more.
It does taste worse.
It just tastes more like sugary. You know, you can feel like your teeth rotting when you drink it, but it's like it does the same thing. But then so I drink that all the time, and then I came here and I was like, fucking Red Bulls are really good. Like that tastes really good.
I personally hate the taste of Red Bulls, and even then I don't even drink the regular ones. I drink the sugar-free ones.
Why do you drink it then?
I drink it because it gives me energy. Red Bull gives you wings.
I love do you know they got sued for that?
For that?
I'm pretty sure they got sued for that a
For
while
Red Bull
back.
gives you wings?
Yeah, because
Why?
it was the dumbest thing ever, and I could be completely wrong. I was like 9 whenever this happened.
Hey, editor, fact check this.
Yeah, put the article on screen. I'm pretty sure they got sued because people were like, it doesn't actually give you wings though, does it?
That is so fucking
And so
stupid.
they changed it, I'm pretty sure, because I started noticing it's different now. They said Red Bull gives you wings, but there's like 4 eyes and wings. So now it's like, it doesn't mean anything now, you know? Like, so I think that's why they changed it.
That is like...
That's my like...
that's
my, like, head
That's your
canon.
theory?
Yeah, let me look it up.
Yeah, look it up real quick. Personally, though, if I were to drink an energy drink, I always liked the white Monsters. But Monster is like...
I can't imagine drinking a single Monster.
I used to drink a big tall can of white Monster every fucking time I had a shift at Disneyland.
That makes sense. You're like, you're at least like exerting all that energy throughout
Yeah,
the
I'm
day.
always having to be like, hello, everyone. Hi, welcome to the thing. Come this way. Parade's this way. Yeah, did you find it?
The Austrian-based energy drink company, famous for its promise to give you wings, agreed to pay over $13 million to settle a proposed class action lawsuit that accuses the company and the U.S. subsidiaries of falsely advertising that its energy drinks enhance performance. Oh, that's what it is. Not that it literally gives you wings.
Gotcha.
Okay, maybe I was a kid and I looked at this wrong. Maybe I saw like a news article that's like, doesn't give you wings or something like that.
Have you ever seen the woman who sued McDonald's for the hot coffee? Do you ever see what her legs look like?
No.
So, I mean, a lot of people know this already, but like this old woman got a hot coffee from the McDonald's drive-thru, and she put the hot coffee in between her thighs while she was holding it to get her meal, and she spilled it all over her legs, and the coffee was so hot it gave her like 3-degree burns all over her legs. So she sued coffee.
She sued coffee.
She sued McDonald's for its coffee being too hot, which is why now they give you like the sleeve.
Oh, really? Well, giving the sleeve is a good thing. That was a good lawsuit
it was.
then.
Look up her legs real quick. You don't have to put this on screen because I think it's too spooky for people. But like, yeah, look up like McDonald's coffee woman legs.
McDonald's coffee woman leg.
Yeah. Oh my god, they won't even show it. Go on Bing. Yeah, because Bing will show you spooky pictures. Google won't. What the fuck? Why is it just this one woman?
Okay, I'm gonna screenshot this. I'll send it to you later. I looked up McDonald's coffee woman legs, and it's all this one lady from different camera angles eating McDonald's.
Here, I'll look it up. McDonald's coffee woman burn. Look up burns.
Yeah, maybe Burn will do it.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, this is spooky, all right?
That's her leg?
Yeah.
What are those things? Is it a bone?
Yeah, they had a skin graft.
That's her. What the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
And McDonald's coffee did that?
She was an old woman. Like, this was her.
Oh, she was old.
Yeah,
That
she was
makes
like
sense.
she was like an old ass woman.
Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, bro.
That's scary.
I know. I told you it was spooky. Dude, yeah.
Yeah. And you put that in your body every day.
What, coffee?
McDonald's coffee.
I put that in my body.
Veronica loves going to McDonald's and getting coffee every day.
I fucking hate McDonald's coffee, and I fucking hate Dunkin' coffee, because every time I get a coffee over there, they always fuck it up. Every fucking time. I'm like, oh, can I get a nice coffee? Can I get like a little bit of hazelnut?
Veronica hates Dunkin' Donuts.
I do hate Dunkin'
She has like
Donuts.
a weird like vendetta against it.
Fuck Dunkin' Donuts. They're
Which, to be
not
fair,
good.
I don't like it either. They get like stale too quickly and they don't taste very good.
They're always stale. The coffee is just milk. They just give you a milk with a little bit of coffee in it.
Yeah, I remember every time I've met up with Ricardo. Me and Veronica were sitting in our Airbnb once, like last year. And
It was Valentine's Day.
Yeah, Ricardo just walks in with a 12 thing of Dunkin' Donuts. He like swings it and chucks it in the bed.
He literally just throws it on the bed.
And it like opens up and like one of the donuts falls out and we're like, oh, thanks.
like,
And he just
okay.
walks away. And then
Doesn't
we're like,
say anything to
we're like,
us.
oh, okay, thanks.
He didn't have his Valentine's that day.
No.
That was what happened.
Oh,
Yeah, no, their donuts are disgusting.
they're not disgusting.
Okay, they're not.
They're just better when they're fresh.
I'm exaggerating. Obviously, they're not disgusting. But if you had to ask me what I would prefer, like literally like a hole in the wall donut place, like a nothing donut place, or Dunkin', always the nothing donut place. There's this donut place we frequent a lot, and they always have the best donuts, and they make them every fucking night.
And it's 24 hours.
Yep, and it's cheap.
And so, yeah, it's really cheap. Me and Veronica were there last night. We got 3 donuts, a bagel
sandwich,
2
2 Red Bulls,
and a water for $16. That's really fucking cheap.
It was really fucking cheap.
Also, I want to say, Ireland, food in Ireland is really cheap.
Ugh, I can't
Really,
wait till we
really
go to
cheap.
Ireland.
Yeah, Veronica and I would go to the Ireland like supermarket near my house, and we get like a bunch of chips, a bunch of like salsa, and a bunch of like biscuits, and it would
less
cost,
than $20.
It would be like £10.
Yeah, super cheap.
You can get one of those like big giant bag of crisps for like £1 in Ireland. £1, $1.
Yeah, you get those big fucking Doritos bags there for $1. Here, like $4 or $5.
Yeah, so that's something I'm looking forward to about going back to Ireland. All the food. You get like restaurant food in Ireland, pretty cheap. Like most restaurants in Ireland, and most like good restaurants in Ireland, like £20 for a meal.
Yeah, like the good restaurants. If you go to like a whatever burger place, like honestly, Ireland, they don't salt their food enough.
Yeah, Veronica really hits McDonald's in Ireland.
Yeah, McDonald's in Ireland is not salty enough.
Because it's not covered in salt and grease.
Because it's not salty enough. No, fuck the chemicals. No. It's just not salty enough. It's so plain.
Haven't you seen American versus British McDonald's videos?
Shut up. That fucking sucks.
I got really addicted to watching those for a while. And they're like, let me read the ingredients in like McDonald's fries. And it's like a big list that covers the whole screen. They're like, let me read what's in British McDonald's fries. And it's like potatoes,
salt,
and oil and salt. That's it. But yeah, they don't taste as good, but they're better for you.
Okay, yeah, they're better for you, but that's not the point. I said it doesn't taste as good. That's my argument. It doesn't taste as salty.
But your guys' chicken here is awful. I will attest to that. The chicken in Ireland is way better than the chicken
Popeye's chicken. Yeah, chicken sandwiches.
Popeye's chicken.
They taste the same. Good. They taste the same as Friar Tuck's.
No, they don't.
Look at him.
There's this place near me in Ireland.
You're right. Friar Tuck's is shittier.
Yeah, it is. There's this place in Ireland called Friar Tuck's, and it's like my friend Matthew gave me and Veronica the story once when we were in Ireland. So if this is true or not, this is the rumor in Ireland. And it's only like, there's like 3 of these stores. Like it's not that big. It's like just across like Northern Ireland. And it's that there was no KFCs in Ireland at a certain point years ago. And so this guy wanted to franchise one. So he went all the way to America for a franchisee meeting at KFC. And
in like the 70s.
In like the 70s. And he got the recipes and all, and he went home. But then he backed out of the contract and just opened his own fucking restaurant using the same recipe as KFC.
Which is just Friar Tuck's.
Yeah, and so ever since then, they have not changed the recipe. So everyone's like, that's why the chicken tastes so weird. You're eating chicken recipe from like the 70s. Like,
but dude, Friar Tuck's is like... Friar Tuck's is
terrible.
It's terrible,
it's
but
slop.
So good.
I've been hyping up Friar Tuck's to Veronica forever, back before she came to Ireland the first time.
For like 4 months.
Yeah, my friend Tom, because he loves it too.
The mouse.
We would like, after school every day, we would walk down to Friar, not every day actually, like once every like couple months is more what I mean. We'd go down after school to Friar Tuck's and then go to the cinema. Or KFC, but KFC got really shit in Ireland a couple of years back. That like changed all the recipes.
Yeah, KFC wasn't good when I was there.
KFC is fucking revolting here. It's the worst like food.
That is not true.
No, I genuinely cannot believe that KFC is actually like still open in America. It is some of the worst like.
No,
chicken
it's
I've ever
not.
Had. It's not good.
Your guys' KFC is too. It's just so bland.
But Friar Tuck's, yeah, you eat it and you're like, it looks. I can put some photos on screen, but it's only like. The only photos we have of it are like
reviews,
really
of
like Facebook reviews that are really like low quality.
They're so compressed.
So yeah, it looks like slop. They put like coleslaw all over. They're famous for their chicken burgers. They advertise they got like the best chicken burgers ever. But it's like, you know the way you have like a chicken burger in over here, and it's like fried chicken. You know, it's like
fried chicken in a
piece
bun.
of fried chicken, but it's usually like pretty flat. In Friar Tuck's, they just like skin the chicken, have the chicken meat, and just fuck it in the fryer, and then they put it in a burger. You know, it's like it's really big and thick, and like you should just like rounded.
It's like a huge slab of chicken breast.
Yeah, and the
chicken to bun ratio is always off too.
Yeah, and so the skin on the chicken too is always like peeling off. Like it's always so wet and greasy that it's like never like properly stuck on it.
You're really selling it to these people.
And you eat it and you're like, that tea is very unique. But you know what I love doing? I love putting ketchup on it, and they also sell chicken gravy, which is really good.
And curry sauce.
I love putting chicken gravy and ketchup on the burger.
But you know what? You know what's really good is they have like curry chip. Where they have like big thick cut fries, that's what we would call them, because that's what their chips are. They're just thick cut fries, and they slather all this thick. I'm talking like an inch thick of fucking curry all over the top of it, and the curry solidifies super fucking quick. So if you're not eating it consistently, a thin skin will just like develop on the top of it.
Continuously, yeah.
You have to like mix it around a couple times, or like just peel the skin off. It sounds disgusting,
but then
but
you
it's
eat it,
so
and you're like,
good.
this is really good.
It's fucking delicious.
And then literally every time, and I only started noticing this after Tom told me, but literally every time, like the day after you eat it, you're like, I feel sick.
Your stomach is fucking hurting super bad. You're like, I can't eat anything today.
And then like after your stomach feels better, you're like, I really want Friar Tuck's again. Like it's like Friar
Tuck's vicious cycle.
Is really popular. There's always a line.
Yep.
Veronica can attest. There's always a massive line during. Oh, this is my favorite thing ever. Whenever COVID was going on, whenever they were starting to ease up on it, to encourage more people to go out again and like frequent food businesses for like 2 weeks, they had this deal where every food place in like certain cities in Ireland were half off everything. So you go into Friar Tuck's and get a whole ass meal for like £5. And I went there, the line was out the fucking door, and there's already a massive like space inside for the line.
You know what's pretty cool is the next time I'll be going to Ireland, or that we'll be going to Ireland. No COVID stuff.
No COVID stuff.
Because before it was kind of a bitch. It was really annoying, like getting into places with your COVID fucking vaccination card and like wearing a mask all the time. Like now I'll get to experience Ireland without having to deal with any of that shit.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Like going on trains and stuff.
Yeah, that was annoying.
Yeah.
But Friar Tuck's, if anyone ever goes to Northern Ireland, look for Friar Tuck's. It's very good.
But if you're not in Northern Ireland, go to Supermax.
That's the thing. Okay, so Supermax is basically the Southern Ireland equivalent of
McDonald's.
Of Friar Tuck's.
It's like
I describe it as the in-between between McDonald's and Friar Tuck's. It's like Friar Tuck's, but more like fast food. But it's not quite at McDonald's yet.
It's not as like ideal as McDonald's. It's still a little bit more like mom and pop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's a chain.
But it's really good.
But it's really fucking good.
It's only in Southern Ireland. So I only had it whenever Veronica was first in Ireland, and Tom wanted to show me it, and it was really fucking good. They sell the same stuff like chicken burgers and shit like that.
The first time I ever been to Supermax was when the first time I went to Ireland to visit Chris, and I just went there to pee. Yeah. And they had like a McDonald's play place type thing inside of the Supermax, but it looked like really run down, like the paint was chipping. It looked like really shit.
But the food is really good. But it also has a line. They have this thing that we really like, where Supermax doesn't serve like thick, like traditional like English or Irish like chips. They have like fries,
thin cut fries.
So this thing in Ireland, we use the word fries, but it's only for like skinny chips. So they have fries, and they'll cover it in gravy. But they'll also put like cheese over it too.
No, you know what I love? Oh my god, dude! They have this garlic mayonnaise, or what is it? What is it called? It's called like garlic
mayo.
Is it? Yeah, okay, yeah. They have like garlic mayonnaise, and they like smear it all over the fucking fries, and then they put cheese on top. Oh,
it's really good.
Oh my god, dude! You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that kid where he's like, pepperoni with the chicken strips.
I've only heard you quoting that.
Yeah, way to shoot that down.
I've only heard Veronica. I never heard it.
Way to shoot that down.
What do you want me to say?
Here, look. Wait. Hold your tongue, brother.
Macaroni with the chicken strips.
That reminds me of the kid playing Fortnite. Put the video on screen, please, and play the audio. Where it's like a TikTok where it's like, this kid joined my lobby, and then his PC fell on his head. And it's a little kid, and he's like talking, and then he's like
ah, and just like
you hear like
out.
You hear like a big bashing sound. But yeah, Supermax is really fucking good. We went there we were there with Niall. Niall's second name.
Wait, here it is.
I don't even know what Niall's like.
Yes. Plug in.
Yeah, what's Niall's internet name? Niall Defiler?
Niall the Defiler.
Yeah.
But Niall Murray.
Yeah, we went to we were walking around Dublin, or it was Galway with him.
Galway, yeah.
And can we talk about it?
Yeah, we can talk about it. Wait. Can we talk about it?
I don't know.
I don't think people will give a shit.
We were in Ireland, and we were sitting outside Supermax, and Veronica and I really wanted food. We really wanted food. Winks.
We really wanted food.
We just really wanted it. And so we go to Supermax and we get a bunch of food. And we're sitting outside eating it like in the cold. And I look over and Niall's like staring at me with the saddest eyes ever.
But Niall notoriously has sad eyes. Like he just has like the biggest baby blue eyes.
And Niall was looking at me really like sad, like as I'm eating my Supermax burger, and I'm like, do you want the chips? And he's like, really? You mean it? He grabs her eating them.
All these fucking seagulls are like all around us trying to eat whatever's left on the ground.
Yeah. I got that was a pretty adventurous
You want to
night.
explain that night?
Yeah. So we
Yeah, I know. Where do we start? Okay, so all of us, me, Mark, Tom, and Niall, we all got together and you know, hanging out, you know. And we were a little, you know, feeling the aftermath of hanging out and decided to take it upon ourselves to walk around Galway Square, just like go on a nice little walk.
Yeah.
And Tom immediately sees these women
Yeah.
and tries to pick up on these women.
And he starts doing a flossing battle with them.
But he goes up to them and he's like, you know what my name is? And they're like,
No, I don't know what your name is.
and he's like, my name is Jeff. And they start laughing.
Really
and
hard.
it works.
And it works.
He's picking up on this women saying the stupidest shit and it works.
Dude, I gotta ask Niall if I can play this video. It's literally Tom starts showing them doodles. Tom's not an artist. Tom starts showing them random doodles he was doing in his notebook of his friend
ugliest
Michael
fucking
Welsh.
doodles ever.
And he's showing it to them. And I have a video of it. It's me showing a video and Tom. Then it pans over to Niall, and Niall's like, "What the fuck?"
And I was like, I don't know how he does it. Like, now I was like blown away that like he literally went up to these girls and was just like, you ever been to McDonald's? No, he's like, I'm McDonald's.
"No, he didn't."
No, what does he say?
He's like, "Do you work at McDonald's?"
There we go.
"So I'm living at Bank." And then
They're like clapping and they like love hearing this from him.
And now I was like, how the fuck is this working? And then they're like, literally, we're on the way to Supermax, and they like run and chase Tom down to talk to him again, and they start like taking him off somewhere, and Niall follows, and me and Veronica keep walking. We get to Supermax, and we're sitting outside, and I'm like, where are they? And Veronica's like, oh, they'll be back in a bit, and I'm like, no, they're lost. We need
Mark
to find
was
them.
literally like, where did they go? Where's Tom? He's lost. And I was like, Mark, he's with Niall. Niall knows this place like the back of his hand. Like, you're fine. And Mark's like, I don't know. I think it's been like an hour or something. I was like, Mark, it's been like 5 minutes. And you're like, what? What? I was like, it's only been 5 minutes, bro. Like, chill.
Yeah.
They're fine. They end up coming back or whatever. And me and Mark are sitting there with our Supermax. Oh, the fucking garlic fries.
So if you guys ever go to Ireland, garlic
Go to
fries,
Supermax.
or if you're ever in Northern Ireland, go to Friar Tuck's.
Yes.
You won't like it, but you'll want more.
You know what? At first, you'll be disgusted looking at it. Then you'll try it and be like, you know what? That's pretty good. An hour later, you'll be like, that was a fucking mistake. A day later, I'll want some more.
Yeah, so maybe we should record a podcast in Supermax. Well, not Supermax.
Inside Supermax? Or in
Inside
Friar
Friar
Tuck's?
Tuck's. Yeah, when we go to Ireland.
We'll use Sonny's streaming backpack.
We can do, guys, we can, if you guys want to see it, when we go back to Ireland in a couple of months, we'll do like
Our food review.
a food review of Friar Tuck's on the podcast.
We gotta do Friar Tuck's, Supermax, The Bank.
The Bank.
We gotta do Dulce Vita.
Yeah.
And then there was another place we went to that was pretty fucking good in Galway.
You didn't like Dolce Vita though.
I
Dude,
didn't
Dolce
like-
Vita.
yeah.
Dolce Vita is like hard lad central. So Tom likes using the phrase. I don't know who else calls it that, but Tom coined the phrase to me, hard lad, to describe Gaelic footballers in Ireland, like jocks, you know, that kind of word. And so he always makes fun of them, and they all. And Veronica met some of them once in Ireland. We played the video in one of the podcasts, I think.
Yeah, we did.
Where they kept like harassing Veronica because she's American. But they all love going to this place called Dolce Vita.
Which is just like
It's like a pizza place run by Irish people.
It's a pizza place that is like posed to be like a nice restaurant.
It's like trying to be like a fancy restaurant, and everyone goes there because their famous dish is a pizza.
It's like a barbecue pizza.
No, it's a pizza with chips on it, like thick cut chips with
Chicken and barbecue sauce.
No, with chicken and garlic mayo and like
Barbecue sauce.
No, like spicy sriracha sauce.
Oh.
So it's like a fucking mess, and I've had it before, and I'm like, see,
It was too much.
See, now I think back on it, and I'm like, I'd eat it, but it's too much. I miss Ireland food.
They also have a Dulce Vita that's a takeaway place.
Yeah,
too.
it's a takeaway place as well.
Yeah.
But it is, everyone goes there. Everyone's like, oh my god, Dolce Vita.
I was literally, because, okay, every now and then I like to go on Snap Maps and I like to click on random places just to see what like people are uploading to the story. And I was like, I'm gonna see what's going on in Ireland. Dulce Vita, immediately like gorgeous,
Yeah.
gorgeous pizza.
They remodeled or something like that recently. So the pizza looks completely different. So I want to go back and try it.
Yeah, the pizza did look a
It
lot
looked
better.
But when my biggest issue with Dolce Vita is the pizza's never like cooked through.
No, it's always like raw.
Yeah, it's like raw on the
Remember,
bottom.
we went there once.
I was
and
gonna
it
say
was,
we went with it was me, Veronica, Tom, and Matthew.
our friend Matthew. And Matthew and Tom both ordered that pizza. And
Matthew
it was
is
cold.
Matthew is like a university student for like doctoring. Like
Yeah, he wants to be a doctor.
He is not the richest guy around right now. So
No,
like
yeah.
he literally was like, this is my only money and I'm spending it on this meal. And we go there and they get the food and it's like raw.
It's fucking
pizza.
cold. It's raw pizza and like the chips are just frozen in the middle. And so Matthew's sitting there being like, I don't want to talk to them about this. I was like, fuck no, because obviously I'm American. I'm like, fuck no, send it back. If you're paying for your food, get your fucking food. So I went up to the waiter and I was like, this is cold.
And it helps that Veronica was already talking to the waiter beforehand.
Yeah,
and
I was
like
being
he
chummy
liked
with
her.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave me like free drinks at the time.
Yeah, that's right.
He gave me like a whole fucking like thing of champagne for free.
Yeah, I remember that.
But yeah, I was like, listen, my friend's meal is cold. Can you please heat it up? They go back. He burned the shit out of it and bring it back to him. And he's just like, well, I'm not going to complain again. I'm just going to eat it. It's just like fucking crispy, like fucking ash
And
falling.
Tom's is to see him.
Yep.
And so I give him some of my pizza, and then I think you guys do complain again when the check comes.
Yeah, and
then we get it for free.
They got it. Yeah, they got it for free.
Yeah, which doesn't help because I didn't eat it anyway, you know.
But in Ireland, people don't do that. Like people don't send their food back.
It's rude to do that because we don't tip. In Ireland, it's not normal to tip.
See, but my thought is, if you send it back and get it, then you get a tip. Yeah, you don't tip in Ireland.
Yeah.
Nobody tips ever.
Which I'm happy about, you know. I'd rather not tip because the food's cheaper too.
Yeah, honestly.
I hate that over here so much. Like
That you have to
I
tip.
get they gotta have money, but like spend like $100 on a meal and then I gotta give them an extra $20 for bringing it to me. No.
For bringing it to you and asking you how the food is, even though they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I get it. I'm not blaming the workers. I'm blaming the like people behind it not paying them enough.
Yeah, the fucking industry, the companies behind this.
Yeah, I can't believe that's real. Because in Ireland, it doesn't work like that. Like,
It's because people live off of tips. People don't live off of the wage.
Yeah,
Because they don't get paid enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ireland, so much cheaper, and the quality of life is so much better. There's fresh air.
water
This is just
tastes
talking
good.
about California, not America as a whole. The water, you can just go to the fucking sink, fill a glass of water, and it tastes even better than tap
Look
water,
at him,
or
look
even
at
better
him.
than bottled water.
He is shit on California water so hard since being here.
We have to put it through a fucking filter system just to drink water.
And even then, he doesn't like it.
it
He's like,
doesn't
"I don't
taste
like-"
good.
Don't taste good.
It doesn't
Nom
taste
nom.
good. It's just water. I just want water, and I can't even have that here. We're like going to a fucking store and buying like a 40-pack for like $5.
Like water bottles, yeah.
Yeah, and Ireland, for the houses over here in California,
True.
fucking suck.
Imagine having to spend $1 million on a 2-bedroom house that's no bigger than our apartment.
It's
And then you go to Ireland and you have $1 million and you can buy a whole fucking like ranch.
you can literally $1 million. You will have one of the nicest houses in all of Ireland. Literally, I see some fucking like some mansions in Ireland, and they're like 500 grand, 600 grand. You know.
And all the land including.
And you get all this fucking land. You get fields and fields of land. And like you don't have to be rich for it at all. You know, you just have to make a good income.
Yep.
We're currently paying more for rent in this like 2-bedroom apartment
In Burbank?
In Burbank.
Then we'd spend on a mortgage in Ireland with all
Ireland
this land.
for a 2-story house and all this land.
Like a 6-bedroom, 2-story house with all this land attached to it.
Yeah.
Fucking wild. Dude, Ireland
Ireland kind of fucking rules.
kind of awesome.
Only thing is, there's not much to do.
Yeah, there's really not much to do, and you have to drive to get everywhere.
Yeah.
Literally everywhere. You can't, there's no sidewalks. You can't walk to places.
But I would take that.
Yeah, I would take that too.
I would take that over here.
Yeah, I would as well. Because like if you're walking in Ireland, like say you're going like on a footpath or whatever and you're just kind of like walking on a trail.
This is in rural areas, by the way, not like everywhere in Ireland.
But like it's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. Like the sunrise is gorgeous. The fucking sunsets are fucking phenomenal.
The little sheep all around.
Yeah, there's no smog like it is in California. Like there's no fucking smog. You can see everything fucking clearly. You could like there is a church super far away from Mark's place, and we could see the church lights from his like backyard, And it's fucking far. There's no smog or debris or shit in the way to like obstruct your vision of everything.
Yeah, the church is like on a big hill, and you can walk up to the hill and like look out at the horizon.
It's beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. Let's just go.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go back to Ireland.
And even in areas like Belfast look nice. So
Yeah, dude. See, I was telling Mark because like I wanted to go see Dublin. And everyone I know who's from Ireland's like, Dublin's shit. Dublin is shitty.
Yeah, Tom was like, look at all the fucking rubbish here.
And I'm literally like, bro, this doesn't hold a candle to California. Like, California, like, LA is full of fucking trash. It's full of homeless people. Like, there is garbage everywhere. It smells like urine. I'm in Dublin, and I'm like, this is beautiful. So, like, to me, I'm like, this is fantastic.
I mean, Dublin in Ireland is, like, the expensive place to live.
Yeah, and then, like, you take a wrong turn, and you're in, like, fucking shantytown.
Yeah, but in Ireland, Ireland would be a great place to live because Ireland, because people are like, oh yeah, Burbank, that's where you go to like get into animation and all that. Most of America is outsourcing their animation work now. They do not want it done in-house because everyone wants to unionize.
Yep.
So one of the main places, one of the main countries that it's being outsourced to is Ireland. Ireland is a tiny fucking island. Ireland is literally like 20 times smaller than California. Just California. Yep. Yet they have like 6 or 7 animation studios because there's always looking for more work. They're always outsourcing to Ireland because there's some like tax write-off thing you get there. So there's
that little wench wants to come in.
Yeah, he wants to give more movie reviews. They're always looking for more work. I don't know. I guess I can't say it because I don't know if it's public yet. But my friend was like, yeah, all these studios are being like bought out by like, or all these Irish animation studios are being bought out by big American networks because they want to outsource their animation to Ireland. So I was like,
so me and Mark are like,
go to fucking Ireland.
Go to fucking Ireland and just work.
Like you get paid less, obviously, but
I don't care.
But you don't need as much money.
I was like, groceries are fucking cheap. If we had our own place, I could have my own chickens. So we have our own eggs. You know,
all we have to worry about is a mortgage.
Yeah, which that is like the same we'd be paying for a price
less than what we'd be paying here for this apartment.
Oh, let's just go. Let's go to Ireland. I love Ireland. Even when I was there visiting Mark, every time I was there, I was like, oh, I could live here.
Yeah, but Ireland is freaking sweet.
I want to go so bad. I want to go back so fucking bad. Yeah, but when we do go back, we're gonna do a podcast episode. We're gonna go over to Friar Tuck's, Supermax.
What else is in Ireland? We're going to go to the shitty bowling alley near Cheeky Monkeys.
Yeah, we should go to Newcastle.
The Cheeky Monkey podcast.
Go to Coco's.
Go to the Coco's podcast.
The Coco's podcast.
Okay, so I don't know what the equivalent would be here.
It's like Chuck E. Cheese or nickel 5 cents games.
It's not because...
it's like, you know what it is? Like a McDonald's play place.
Imagine a McDonald's play place, but the whole place is a McDonald's play place. And it's like 2 stories, and it's like there's all this shit. See, I don't think there's any, like... Is there any American equivalent of that where it's only like a play place? See, there's no arcades or anything.
There are. But I wouldn't know what they're called.
There's this place in Ireland I would go to all the time called Coco's. And their mascot was Coco the Clown. And, it was just a big place. They had like a big free-fall slide. Every single birthday had a Coco's. Like no one ever got sick of it. They would have the clown, some guy dressed up as the clown, come out every once in a while, and for their birthdays, and he would slide down the, like, imagine like this, you can't see, imagine like the side of a chair, and that's like the side of the slide going all the way down. He'd like stand on it and like grind down the free fall. And we were all like, holy shit, that guy's fucking awesome. And then it turns out it's just like, whenever I was in high school, people in my class were like the new Coco the Clown doing it. It's just some random kid. Isn't
it kind of funny when you like you put 2 and 2 together?
And then everyone would start like pelting them with like balls, like little plastic balls, whenever he would be done free falling.
Okay. I have a question. Okay, with that in mind, when you obviously have been to Disneyland, but Disneyland France, when you saw like the Disney characters, did you think that was the real Disney characters?
No, I was freaked out. I was freaked out by Blue from Jungle Book.
Oh, Baloo?
Yeah.
You were freaked out by him? Why?
Yeah, I was really scared of him as a kid.
Why?
To be fair, I was like 4, but I just have the thought of like not wanting to get anywhere near him, and him like coming up to me and me being like, no, like no, I'm not having that.
I remember I'd only ever had like a really good interpersonal experience with Genie.
Yeah, interpersonal.
Yeah, it wasn't. I told him because I was like 9 and I went to Disneyland for my birthday, and I lost a tooth. And I told him about it, and he was like, "Oh, high five!" He gave me a hug, and I was like, "Genie's my guy."
Yeah, that's interpersonal.
Yeah, that was my interpersonal moment with Genie. So anytime I went to Disneyland, I was like, "I want to see Genie, my friend Genie." You know,
Different guy.
And then I remember once I like hugged Pooh Bear, and he like radiated heat.
Ooh.
He was like I could like feel how hot he was
That
from his
poor
suit.
man.
And I just remember being like, "Ew!" Like I was like so grossed out by Pooh
Starts
Bear.
screaming.
Ew.
Yeah, no, we have nothing like that. We have one theme park in Ireland, and it's called Tato Park, and it's based off this crisp brand, which is like chips.
Here, put a picture of the Tato Man right here.
Yeah, CG Potato Man. And you go to the park, and they give you free chips when you walk out the door or walk in the door. And they have a bunch of like shitty like rides.
Dude.
But there's one roller coaster. It's like the only
It's a
roller
wooden
coaster
roller
in Ireland.
coaster.
It's wooden, and there's no paint on it or anything. But it's pretty cool.
It is fun.
But they have like a potato, like a chip factory where
Dude.
they show you how it's made.
All the fucking rides at Tato Park are fucking death traps. All of them are like pendulum swinging, spinning you in the air kind of
Veronica
fucking
doesn't
rides.
like Irish rides.
Dude, the fucking rides in
The
Ireland.
first day I met Veronica in person, we took her to some place because I was like, oh, there's like a theme park opening up.
called Planet Fun.
Called Planet Fun. And it's like a little pop-up theme park that comes up for a couple days.
It's like a carnival.
And it was like for the end of the summer. And we went to it, and it was there was like 4 people there.
Yeah, there's nobody there.
And it's like, what's the word?
It's a death trap.
See, I don't want to say, I don't use the word, because the old words my parents used to tell me for these people would be gypsies. But I don't know what the word for them is. Travelers. No offense. Like, again, I genuinely, like, my parents used to scare me by saying if I was bad, gypsies would come and take me away and make me live in a doghouse. That's what they told. We would pass like caravan parks, like on the way to like school, and they'd be like, "If you're bad, the gypsies are gonna take you and put you in their dog shed there." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Yeah, travelers. We were in that place, and we were walking up to this one that like you sit in the bottom, and it completely like it's like a pendulum, and it like swings you up in the air and then around and like back and forth, and then
Fuck that.
Veronica didn't do it. Me and my sister did it, but
You guys did that after we went on one. It was me, Mark, and his sister, and it was like you're dangling, you're sitting down, and it's like it turns, you know, it's like and it's a pendulum, so it's spinning in a circle while like fucking flipping you like this, and I could hear my lap bar like clanking, like it's like tuk, 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 as it's moving me, and I'm like. I am screaming so much, I'm like about to pass out. Like I'm literally going in and out of consciousness.
Yeah.
And I'm begging the guy to turn the fucking ride off.
and he doesn't.
And he doesn't. And after that, I got so motion sickness from it. I was like, holy fuck.
Veronic's like, I can't go on the next one.
I was like, I can't.
And I was like,
can't
why?
do
What's
it.
wrong? And then we look over to the next one, which is the big pendulum one, the biggest one there. And then we look at the little like control panel, and the door's open, and there's 2 like 15-year-olds with like football jerseys, and they're headbutting each
They're
other.
literally
It was
headbutting
like
each
a
other.
cartoon. They're headbutting each other, and then they look over and they see us staring at them, and then they close the door, and then that's it.
I was like, there's no fucking way I'm going on this ride. These guys don't know what the fuck this does.
So-
Like, they just press a button.
Yeah, but that's the only like theme parks we have in Ireland that like are common. But other than that, it's like Coco's, and then a new one opened up at one point called Cheeky Monkeys, which is the same thing. It's like an indoor like play.
It's like for smaller
Liz-
kids, though, right?
No.
Or is Coco for the smaller kids?
They're both for the same kind of
Okay.
age range of like 4 to like 13. But I remember whenever I was like 10, I was like, only 3 more years and I won't be able to go to Coco's anymore. What the fuck?
Meanwhile, I'm like, you're like 26 in California. You're like, God damn it, I can't be on my parents' health insurance anymore.
But yeah, I remember Cheeky Monkeys had this weird thing, and it was like elastic like bands, but like really like like thick ones.
Oh, like the layers of bands?
The layers, and it would be like a spider web. It would be like a flat thing of a spider web where you're supposed to like go through, like stretch it and like go through it. But it was like, imagine like 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then 5. It was like 20 layers of it all stacked, and it's going down really fucking far. So my thing would be like, we would always see if we could like jump like with like as tight as possible, and then see how far we can like shoot down like the middle of it before we get like see if we get to the bottom, and there's like a little trampoline at the bottom. So I remember once I did that, and my leg got caught and twisted on one of them, and it like got me stuck, and I was hanging upside down for like 20 minutes. I was like, help me, is anyone there?
I was seeing videos of people getting pushed into them, like falling through.
Yeah, it was like that, but I got my leg stuck, and some like one of like the minimum wage like teenage employees had to come and like spend like minutes trying
like
to unwrap my
climbing down to you and unravel you.
Yeah. Mr. Beast recently uploaded a video. This we're going to tell his video. Mr. Beast cures blindness explained.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast recently uploaded a video being like, cured blindness for 1,000 people. And it's like him like smiling like Like,
him doing the soy jack,
and there's like a little kid like looking at the camera like
crying,
and there's like tears rolling down his face. And I don't think that kid's blind, by the way. I think it's like a kid he got off like fucking Fiverr or something like that.
like a stock image of a kid.
Yeah.
Who's also soy jacking.
But he goes around and he like cures 1,000 people of blindness from like different countries.
He like pays for surgery for people to get like the cataracts removed from their eyes.
And I saw a lot of controversy about it on Twitter for some reason, being like, Mr. Beast is a bad person. He's exploiting these people. And I'd be like, if I was the blind person there, I wouldn't care. I'd be like,
Also,
I'm getting my blindness cured.
Well, yeah, why the fuck does it matter? He's literally helping people.
And people were also like, he's only doing this to like help something on his like taxes or some shit like that. And it's like, I don't care what the ulterior motive of it is. I don't care that he gets to make a video of it.
He's helping people.
He's helping people. I don't give a shit. That's
Like-
better than building a Willy Wonka fucking chocolate factory.
Or find the briefcase.
And having the guy be like, the guy at the end be like, you can either have $1 million or the chocolate factory. Like, when is he gonna pick the chocolate factory? Who in their right mind would pick the fucking chocolate factory?
My thought here is like, Mr. Beast has done videos where he like buried himself alive, or he's done videos where he's like, let's go to the most like cheapest hostel we can and the most expensive Airbnb we can, and like there's nobody gives a shit about that when he spends money on like needlessly for stuff like that. But when it comes to actually helping people, all of a sudden
like,
he's
you're
a piece of
exploiting
shit.
people, but it's like,
And
I don't care. Like, I'm sure the people don't care either.
also, a good amount of it, like one guy got a Tesla, another guy got like $10,000, another guy got $50,000. Like,
See, I would be most pissed if I was watching the video and I was like, why didn't I get 10 grand?
No.
I was blind too.
how come I wasn't offered 10 grand
Yeah.
for this? Yeah.
See, I don't know.
I think that's stupid.
I feel like there's such people really hate Mr. Beast.
People hate Mr. Beast because he just makes a shit ton of money.
And if you want to be like, he's doing this for whatever ulterior motive, that's fine. Like, there probably is ulterior motives, like helping
sure
him
he-
out on taxes or shit like that.
Whatever couple million he spends on these videos, he probably makes millions more from like putting the video out.
Yeah, but I'm like,
So?
if he's just putting that back into helping more people, like planting trees and like curing blindness,
And cleaning the ocean and stuff.
but then everyone's like, yeah, but isn't it ridiculous that people should have to spend this much money to cure blindness? And I'm like, that's not fucking Mr. Beast's fault.
yeah, I was gonna say, why don't you ask like Oprah Winfrey or Bill Gates?
That's
or somebody,
like-
has some other million entrepreneur to
That's
do
like
it.
that meme everyone shares around where it's like, there are problems with our society, and then there's a little guy in the well being like, but interesting, you seem to live in one though, don't you? Like, it's that meme.
To me, I think all of that is just so fucking stupid. Like,
People
why
really don't like
Why
Mr.
get
Beast.
mad at somebody for helping others? I just don't get it. You know? Okay, yeah, he like made a video about it and probably made a shit ton of money because people watched it. They got like 55 million views in the first like 2 days. You know,
Yeah.
and that's only just gonna keep going up. But my thought is, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, it's Mr. Beast.
Yeah, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast Millions.
The Mr. Beast billions
So what I'm trying to say here is like, Mr. Beast, if you want to give us $1 million,
to make our podcast.
that would just to have like, I would really appreciate it, Mr. Beast. I would really appreciate it. That little wench.
That little wench would have
He-
his own private yacht.
We could finally get a little wench. Yeah, it's a little toy boat.
I give little wench his own private yacht.
It's a giant. It's the biggest yacht in the world.
Drone shot zooming out.
It's a little wench sitting at the front with little sunglasses, like
Little
wagging his
captain
tail.
hat.
A bunch of like fucking women around him, like
Yeah, a bunch of like supermodels
a bunch
around
of
the
Jessica
wench.
Rabbit women around him. Someone please draw that little wench on like the Titanic, like the front of the
The
boat.
Titanic?
Dude, I'm gonna let the little wench in.
Okay, let the little wench in. Release the wench. You know what? Let Bean in too.
So
Cut-
guys, this is the
Cut
podcast.
back. Yeah, here's the podcast. The little wench sucking on his paws.
You can't even see him. He blends in so much.
The little Sammy hanging out here. This is awesome. Why don't we bring the dogs in here more often?
Because Sammy pants so much, and that picks up the mic, and people listening to this probably don't want to hear dog panting throughout all conversations.
Oh, you made her sad, dude. Look, she looks fucking sad. You can't even see it, like the audio levels. Wench, stop
Yes.
sucking your cock.
So guys, Mr. Beast, look at this. These are 3 dogs that are so like, they don't have yachts, they don't have Mr. Beast millions, and they don't have.
Mr. Beast, I think you should give each one of these dogs a Mr. Beast billion. Each one of these dogs get their own private mansion. Smiles.
And we will defend you till the end of time, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, we will always defend you. That sucks. Look at that little wench, though.
Yeah, the little one's chilling.
He is chilling. He's got big doe eyes. Aw.
Veronica, you should tell the chat. You should tell the viewers.
Tell the chat.
Tell the viewers the story of how you got little wench.
All right,
This little wench right here.
I'll tell you how I got the wench. Okay, this is my POV. I just come home from work, and all of a sudden, I see that wench just standing there. And I'm like, oh, a little chihuahua. I run up to him, and immediately he starts screaming at me. Immediately, he's like, ah! He's fucking screaming at me. And I'm like, what the fuck is this dog's problem? I immediately hated the wench. I immediately hated this little wench.
This little wench?
He was covered in scabies. He was covered in fleas. He had mange. He gave Bean mange and fleas for a little bit when we had first gotten him because my dad got him off a homeless guy. And so this is a story from my dad's POV. My dad used to be a truck driver, so he would drive from California to Florida all the time, delivering like loads of like food or whatever. And he met this homeless guy who had Wench, and Wench's real name is Canelo.
Cornelius.
Not Cornelius, Canelo. Like the sun god.
Oh.
Yeah, little wench. And so the homeless guy asked my dad, like, hey, listen, can you give me a ride to Florida, to Coachella, California? And so my dad was like, well, I'll give you a ride if you give me the dog. And the homeless guy was like, fuck no.
He was like, $200.
You know, he was like, $200. And so my dad was like, no, I'm not going to give you $200 for the dog, but I'll still give you a ride. So they went on a cross-country road trip together, my dad, the homeless guy, and the wench. And at the very end of the road trip, the guy was like, listen, I'll give you the dog. And my dad's like, hey, I'll give you the $200. And that's how he got little wench. But then my dad would take him on the road with him all the time, like for the first couple of weeks that he had him. And he went to a ranch that his friend had in Texas. And that little wench, he's a free roamer, you know. So my dad like lets him roam around the ranch. And he's obviously like, he's a horny little bastard. You know, he likes to like try and fuck other dogs. And what I think happened is he tried to fuck one of the dogs and they got like really territorial. And all three dogs just beat the shit out of Wench, like chomped on his head. He's got like a little bite marks on his chest.
Can you imagine this little wench being like torn apart by a bunch of dogs?
Yeah, this little wench. The dogs broke his jaw and broke a lot of his teeth fell out. And like the wench had never really been the same. And my dad didn't like, you know, he didn't have a lot of money, so he couldn't pay for the surgery for Wench to get his like jaw fixed or anything, or even pay for x-rays. So for 2 years, that little wench had a broken jaw and we had no idea. And like one Thanksgiving, he ran away and I came into town and I was like, hey, where's the wench? And my parents were like, oh, he ran away like a week ago. And I was like, what the fuck? What do you mean he ran away a week ago? And I was the one that took care of him when he had you know, gotten fucking beat the fuck up. So I was pretty pissed because I cared about this little wench, you know? And I ended up walking around and then I go on like Facebook, like find my pets or whatever, like some page for like my hometown. And there's this picture of Wench posted up with this boxer being like, found this dog at the park, followed me home. And I was like, oh my fucking God. Turned out that little wench was at the house right behind my parents' house. So I found him, picked him up, and I went back to my parents, and I was like, fuck you, I'm taking him. And that's how I got the little wench.
That's why the little wench is sitting here right now.
That's why this little wench is here right now. And then he kept screaming in pain, and this is when me and Chris were together. He would just wake us up, and he would wake us up in the middle of the night just screaming in agony. So we finally got like x-rays, and it turned out his jaw was broken. And like Chris helped pay for like the down payment for the surgery. Like up front, and then I did a GoFundMe to help pay for the rest of it. He had all of his teeth removed and his right jaw removed.
So his little tongue sticks out now.
But stop sucking your cock. But now this little wench, stop it, wench. Stop it. Stop sucking your cock, wench. He's really trying to fight me. He really wants to suck his own fucking dick.
Dickhead.
Narc. Little wench. But yeah, ever since then, he's living his fullest life. He can still eat kibble. He can still eat solid food. He loves ham, and he loves cuddles, and he loves sucking his cock. Stop. But that is.
He loves sitting upright too now.
Yeah, he loves doing the wench dance.
He will like sit upright on the chair and like lean back.
Yeah, he does. He like leans all the way back.
Post
it up. Mark, what was your first impression of that little wench?
I saw Wench on Veronica's Discord all the time, and I was like, I look forward to meeting that little wench. So I met him, and I walked into the house, and Veronica was like, oh, let's go out to the backyard. And I was like, okay. Then I walk over and I walk into her bedroom and the little wench walks out of the bedroom and I'm standing there and he looks at me. Then he walks away and I'm like, oh, I guess I made a bad first impression on this little wench. And then because he liked following around Veronica's aunt because she gave him food.
She'd always give him ham.
So he wouldn't really hang out with Veronica until nighttime whenever he'd like sleep in the bed. So I would barely see Wench. But then the more I would be at Veronica's house, every once in a while, a little Wench would like come up to me more. Because I wouldn't look at the Wench. I'd be like, I don't want to bother him and make him think that I'm like bad. So he started coming up to me and like sitting with me and like like sitting on my lap and stuff like that. And then now this little Wench is my friend.
That little Wench loves Mark. That little Wench cries whenever Mark's in the other room. He wants to hang out with him.
I'll be sitting at my computer and the little Wench will come up and like scream at the door because I closed on him.
It's only because he's such a bastard. He pees on everything. He literally, and he shoots his load on everything too. Like, he's a nasty little creature.
But we can't.
I can't get him fixed because I want to continue his legacy.
Yeah, this little Wench has like a good like little 5 years left in him.
He's got like 10 years left in him.
You think 10?
That little Wench.
A whole 10 years?
This little Wench. This
What?
little Wench of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh.
He has 10 years left in him?
Definitely.
That's good to know.
That's good.
That's very good. Yeah, he has like a couple years left, so Veronica wants to let that little Wench finally impregnate someone.
Here is a casting call for any of you guys out
If
there
anyone
who's listening.
in the California area has a female chihuahua that would like to have babies with, this little Wench.
This little Wench needs to spread his seed. Here's my proposition to you all. If you help me make Wench babies with this little Wench, you can sell all of them if you'd like, but I get to pick. I get to pick mine.
We get half of them.
Yeah, we do. We get half of them.
We have to sell some too.
Oh, you just dropped the Wench.
He's sitting there.
Little wench. Little wench.
Look, he's a nasty little thing. Look at him.
Whoever's listening to this recording on like Spotify or something, you can hear him. You can hear him making weird noises. That's him trying to bite Veronica, but he has no teeth.
He has no teeth. He's like playing. Nasty little thing.
So that's the story of how Veronica got Wench.
That's the story of how I got Wench and how now we have Wench.
Yeah, and how we're gonna continue Wench's legacy.
We want to continue the Wench legacy.
This like shawl looks so much more packed with all these little dogs.
Sammy's smiling.
That poor Sammy.
You sweet girl. Oh, I love Sammy.
My little Sammy sweetheart. Sammy sweetheart.
She's such a good dog. They're all good dogs.
Yeah, this little bean just chills out all day.
Wench is the only one that causes problems.
That's because he's so likable though.
You wanna know why? It's because he plays by his own rules. He doesn't follow the rules. He pees on whatever he wants. He shoots his load on my fucking pillows. A nasty little thing. He's so entitled too.
Veronica literally, we took a break earlier in this recording, and Veronica went out and was like sitting under this this blanket that Nikki got her recently, and then Veronica's like, wait a minute, and then she smells it and is like, fucking Wench, fucking came on this.
Yep, that's my favorite blanket too. I got it from my best friend Nikki, and fucking covered in Wench cum now. I gotta wash it. Sucks. It sucks. It's like Wench is like a double-edged sword. He's like a monkey's paw. Like it's great having him because he's so cute and he's so fun. You know, he's my little man. But then at the same time, like he's so fucking annoying. I wake up every morning and he scratches my head. Like,
Wake up, dickhead. Wake up. I need to pee, dickhead.
it's like, yeah, okay, thanks, Wench.
Then if
only
you don't
like
do that,
8
he will
a.m.
pee on the floor.
Yeah, if you don't do it, he'll pee on the floor. But then sometimes he has moments where he's like really good. Like sometimes he'll be like, I need to pee, and he'll let you know that he needs to
Sometimes
pee.
he'll be like, I have to poop.
He's like, and the wench gotta poop.
So he's so nasty. He's biting me hard.
He wants to send a message. All right, I imagine this is boring for
Yeah,
listeners.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but not sorry. I think it's kind of interesting. I think people like hearing about the Wench. He's been like my
I made just noises of him like trying to bite you.
Oh. So let me ask you guys this. What is the next movie that you want Wench to review?
Yeah, we want to do a Wench review. Originally we wanted the podcast to have a format where it was like half a podcast, then a little like gag bit, and then the rest of the podcast. The original one, we were almost done it too for the Butch Hartman episode, and then we were like, why would this be in a Butch Hartman thing?
Yeah, we were going to do like a fake commercial.
We kept talking about Doug around that time because Veronica really likes Doug funny.
No, I told Mark that Doug is a cool guy. Doug Funny is a cool character. Just like
no,
Greg.
that wasn't what it was. Veronica said Doug was cooler than Greg Heffley. And I said, no, he's not cooler than Greg Heffley.
He is cooler than Greg Heffley. Doug isn't a piece of shit. Greg Heffley is a piece of shit.
That's cool.
That's cool. Doug is Quail Man.
Doug
is Quail
Man.
Man.
Yeah, what's that? He puts a fucking belt on his head and wears his underwear over his shorts.
He's Quail Man. He's also a private investigator.
So
he's like James Bond.
Yeah, but Greg Heffley broke Riley's arm and didn't even feel sorry about it.
You weren't even sorry about it. That broken arm was the best thing that happened to you.
Don't call me. Don't come
by
by my house. We're
done. Fucking nasty little thing.
Yeah, so we had this thing. It was like Veronica redrew the Doug intro where he like opens the door and starts waving, and then but it was me and Veronica was the dog, and I was Doug, and then we just scrapped it because I didn't have the time to color it. And then, yeah, we wanted to make a fake trailer for Doug's first movie, and it's like we wanted Sunny to do the voice lines for it, being like,
Sorry.
I told you Sammy doesn't like being in here. Yeah, we wanted to get Sunny to like voice a fake trailer, being like, "This summer, will Doug funny
Fuck Patty Mayonnaise."
This summer, Doug fucks.
Does Doug fuck?
All questions will be answered this summer.
The question, does Doug fuck?
Guys, someone please put that on a shirt.
Does Doug fuck? And then put the picture of Doug Funny doing Jake the dog.
Guys, if we ever do merch for the podcast, that has to be a shirt. I think it's funnier if it's does Doug fuck, and there's like a little circle of him coming out and just doing his little smile, and then the hand like wave like just,
Roll it, pork chop.
yeah, like
That should be in like small text under "roll it, pork chop."
yeah.
The little one's looking at me like that's not funny.
Is that Doug funny?
That's not Doug Funny.
How do you make like the unfunniest character in human history and think like I'll make him funny just by if I call him Doug Funny then everyone will think he's funny? Like no,
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
What about Patty Mayonnaise?
Patty Mayonnaise looks like a freak.
I love you, Doug.
She has an awful design.
I'll never fuck you, Doug.
It's like
Patty
it's like
Mayonnaise is a cute design.
orange fucking skin with like bright yellow hair.
I love her design. She's cute. she's all nice to Doug.
We went to this little knick-knack shop, and we went there last year, and I find this little Burger King toy, and it's Doug Funny wearing a tux. That's
with
at
like,
the end
with
of
like roses.
Doug's first movie is the worst movie on planet Earth.
I forced Mark to watch Doug's first movie.
Oh, he skimmed it because
No,
Veronica couldn't commit to it.
We
and
watched
got
the
bored.
first 30 minutes of it, and then I was like, man, this is taking a really long time to get into
So we
this.
just skipped to the end. And it, like Doug doesn't even win in the end. He like dances with Patty. That's it. That's all he gets.
He doesn't get a fuck Patty. He just gets to dance
he
with
doesn't
her.
get a kiss either, I don't think. He just gets to dance with her. She like pity dances with them.
What was the monster's name? He's like a fucked
I
up,
don't
stupid
know.
looking.
It looks like Barney.
He looks like a McDonald's monster.
Yeah. He's so hyper.
I know.
No, he's
He
sucking
sucks
his
his own
dick.
cock.
Yeah, yeah, Doug sucks his own cock. That's the end of the movie.
Doug doesn't fuck. Doug sucks his own cock. That's the end. He autofallacious himself and
That's
dies.
really hyper realistic. It's Billy West doing like an impression of it. They had Billy West suck his own cock because like, why does that run out of charge again? Whatever, we're blue lining for the rest of this podcast.
Yeah, it's okay. The podcast is almost over anyway.
Yeah.
Guys, everybody go watch Doug's first movie and let us know what you think.
Let us know if Doug fucks because we're not gonna watch it and find out.
Does Doug fuck? You need to answer this question in the
Does
comments.
Doug funny fuck?
No, just does Doug fuck.
Does Doug fuck? Okay, put that on a sticker. Start putting it all around your hometown so it can be in the news. Like, who is this Doug
Who
person?
is
And
Doug?
does
And
he
does
fuck?
he fuck? That's the stupidest shit. Well, thank you guys for joining us on this episode of Meeting Halfway.
Thanks to special guest stars Bean, Sammy, and Wench for joining us.
Wench, stop sucking your cock.
Say bye to the viewers, dickhead.
Goodbye, narc.
Look, he's dancing for the end of the podcast.
Yeah, do the wench dance. That's the wench dance. he just lets it happen.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He likes me. He like yells at Veronica when she tries to do stuff
That
with
is
him.
not fucking true. He yells at me when I try to kiss him because I get in his personal
Like, "Aw,
space.
so nice. Kisses me.
Aw.
I'm gonna get like a rat. I'm allergic to dogs.
Winko, can I have a kiss? Thank you. Thank you. See, I ask him politely and he delivers. Ugh, God, nasty. Wait, he just sucked his cock.
Yeah,
Let him
that's
kiss-
right,
let him
yeah.
kiss us. What the fuck? You little fucking nasty little thing.
See, now he's just chilling.
Yeah, he just sits back like this. Okay. Thank you guys again for joining and tune in for the next week's episode
Or we might actually have a guest.
where we will have a guest.
Yeah, I gotta book what's his name?
Well, we won't. It's a
Guys,
surprise.
we can't spoil. We have a super secret guest. He's the creator of one of that shows that I like very much.
And it's not Seth MacFarlane.
And it's not Seth MacFarlane, and it's not Butch Hartman, and it's not Mr. Beast. But it is.
It's like an equivalent.
Yeah, it's an equivalent to Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, just saying.
Mr. Beast, we love you.
Yeah, if you give us money, Mr. Beast, we will.
Stop.
We will defend you on Twitter.
Stop asking him for money.
But what if he gives it as like a funny haha joke?
Here's $1 million. Like, no.
Mr. Beast, if you give us $1 million, that little wench.
Mr. Beast, do an episode where you buy Wench a yacht.
Yeah, that'd be really funny.
With
Mr.
all
Beast.
these hot women around him. All right, guys.
See ya. Bye. Also, guys, give us ratings 5 stars on Apple and Spotify.
Yeah, and leave a review if you'd like.
Baba Booey.
Bye.